What's up, guys? Here I'm doing another amazing video, and I want to just talk about the 17-minute gameplay trailer. Like, this is supposed to be like my analysis or like breakdown of what I saw. And of course, I can't use the video because I don't have the rights to it. But whatever. But for quick gameplay, because I just did a little editing on this one. Started playing. I just hopped into this random game. It's 300%, and it's not 300%. It was like 800 tickets, and I was like, wow. It said 300 tickets, and I was kind of mad. And worst to top off, we're being spawn trapped. So, yeah, see me try to get out of the spawn trap. See if I could do it. But anyways, what I wanted to talk about was some things that I noticed. Some of these things you might have already heard since it's like almost like 4 days out. But you know, we've always seen that suppression was not in the it was not in the single player. The same thing was it for Battlefield 3. There was hardly any suppression for Battlefield 3's single player. So I still think there's suppression, and I kind of really hope because I do like suppression. I mean I get it's still a chance and everything, but if they tweak it a little bit just so where the bullet deviation doesn't go as bad as most people think, I'll be pretty happy with it. And suppression, yeah. So I don't mind it. A lot of people dislike it, but that's not me. So some other things that I did notice were well, I didn't notice were the what's it called, the vehicles. There was no animation to get inside the vehicles, like in the single player. Which, like in the single player, when you got out of the tank, you would actually like just walk, like do an animation to get in the tank. A lot of people wanted that to do that. This single player, you just magically spawned in the tank. I mean the little VDV buggy, right? So that's what I think it's gonna be like. There's no gonna be no animation. I personally wanted an animation, but that's not a big deal. And the gauges of the VDV buggy did not move, which was weird. But when you're in the truck, when the guy gets in the truck, the gauge started moving. And I was like, wow, why didn't they just do that with the VDV buggy? Because I know on the dirt bike, the gauges actually move. The speed actually moves, which I think was a nice little detail they could add. So I really hope they do that with every vehicle that has the little gauges that you can see. And so, I read this article on Game Informer. It said most of the single player is going to be set in China. And of course, if you saw the 17-minute trailer, it was not. It was like in some Arabian country. I don't know. But anyways, they also scrapped out co-op, which was kind of sad. I mean, I wanted them just to improve co-op better, but I guess they just want to, what's called, usually focus on the multiplayer and then a little bit on the single player. Like single player to me is like a game. I always play the single player. Don't get me wrong, but I only play it like 3 or 4 times, and the single player was really easy and not really really easy, but like really short. That's what I was talking about. And so hopefully they made this longer, but like not like a full long game. They focus on it so much that the multiplayer doesn't come out too well. And the thing there's for the single player, they're trying to get more dramatic and realistic view. And the thing I kind of did not like about the single player for Battlefield 3 was you barely got to ride any vehicles. This one, I feel like you're gonna be riding into more, so I'm kind of glad. Also, the helicopter pilot from the Battlefield 3, the jet pilot was named Lieutenant was Hawkins. And then in Battlefield 4 single player, the what's it called? The helicopter pilot is named Hawkins too, which is like I was like, wow, it's kind of lazy on their part. They choose Hawkins for the two girls, and both are single players, and they're both called girls. I'm pretty sure that girl's a girl. Either way, well, and speaking about girls, I really do not want girls in the Battlefield 3, just mostly because I really don't see what's the whole big point. I know Max Payne has it, and I don't see what's the difference between having girls or not. I mean, they're still gonna be dressed in clothing. It's not like they're gonna be naked or anything. And if they are, it's just animation. It's not even like real pictures. So I don't see what everyone's all wanting girls for. But you know, doesn't really matter to me. So there's the thing on girls, and yeah, there's a lot of thing. Something that I noticed. Not a lot of people has noticed is how fast you regenerate health. Of course, I can't show how fast you do it, which is really sucks because I really wanted to show you guys how fast he does do it. because he regenerates health pretty fast. I mean, like pretty fast. It's like Call of Duty, and that's what I noticed. It's one thing I hate, like not really hate about it, just one thing I noticed about Black Ops, which I don't really like, is that they reheal health really fast. I mean, that's because they have no medikits or whatnot. But they got their health back really quick. And to me, that felt like, why did they do that? Are they just gonna take out the medikits? Because I know a lot of people were complaining how the medics were able to heal themselves and have the best weapons and revive people. And they just took that out. That's I don't know. That I really hope they really didn't and they changed that. Because if you reheal that fast, I'm not really gonna like it. Now that might be a game changer for me. That might make me second guess myself and how fast they heal by themselves without a medikit. And in the single player, if you saw the HUD, he had a little defibs or like that little the sign where you see someone die. You saw that little sign on the bottom right, and I don't know what that was meant for because I'm pretty sure you can't like revive your teammates in single player. So I'm pretty sure that means the reviving's coming back, which of course that would be normal. And spotting, if you saw in there, was a little bit different. He pointed out his finger, and it looked like he couldn't use his gun. So that probably means spotting is gonna work different. And that's I don't know. The thing that was nice about it is like it actually makes you have an option because if you're actually shooting, you just can't be like shooting and pressing, the spot button at the same time. Because if you do that, you're gonna have your gun gone. So that's gonna make whole new choices and change the game a little bit, which I like. But the thing I did not like is about how they were spotted. Some of them, you have to directly see it to spot them. And in this one, it seemed like you could just spot an area and it spots all the enemies, even the ones that are behind the wall. They do the ones behind the wall, I'm not really gonna like it that much because that's like kind of unfair. And yeah, so there's my thing with spotting. And for the HUD, so to continue with the HUD, I saw the mini map seemed to be bigger, which is nice. But one thing I really did like is the compass. The compass is way easier to read. If you look at Battlefield 3's compass on the bottom of the minimap, it is very confusing. Like, and that might help me with better like tactics. Because, sorry, because like with this one, I always say left, or like 3 o'clock, and like, whoa, my 3 o'clock or your 3 o'clock, and I always get confused because I can't say east, left. I mean, east or north or anything because every time I read the compass, it's very hard. And so hopefully, yeah, so that's one thing I'm really glad about. And yeah, so the compass is better, and the health is better, except it doesn't show your little health thing with your little heartbeat, which was nice. It was a nice texture, but how many times I really actually look at it? Not hardly. And the ammo count's smaller, but I don't know how that's gonna work out. And you couldn't see who was in your vehicle. It's called when you got into a vehicle. Like right now, you can see that there's one open space. You couldn't see that during the single player. Now, hopefully, that's just for the single player, because I want to know who's in my, vehicle if I'm driving. And so there's that thing on that. But overall, it seems pretty good. As you could probably see, the destruction was a lot better. Grenades were actually doing destruction. There was more things. Explosions looked better, you know. And so yeah. And of course, you could have all seen like the graphics and the textures that were all better. But this was on PC, and we all know that PC is by far, has better graphics than any console will have. So I really wonder how this is gonna be for the PS3. But the graphics to me, it's not the biggest deal because a lot of people play Black Ops and look at those graphics. Look, the graphics are pretty crappy. So graphics are not a big thing. And I also saw there was a grenade launcher, and I kind of hope that's just for the single player, like the 50 caliber, because that thing grenade launcher seemed like a big deal. But anyways, that's pretty much it for my analysis. The biggest points was the freaking thing got that you heal fast. That's my biggest worry, and hopefully they change that. But that's my biggest worry. And of course, we're still getting spawn trapped, but we end up getting a flag. Anyways, that's pretty much it, guys. You could see me when so I really hope they change the health meter and how fast you regenerate. But yeah, and then we get the capture. All right, so that's pretty much it. And yeah.